So right now is probably the most sun it's been all day. It's the perfect time to start filming. I just rode the bike I've been lent to the ocean, and it's the longest I've been outside all day. I've been in the house most of the day, besides going to a local shop, and it feels really good to be outside. And the air is very fresh here. Oh man, this place I moved in is perfect. I'm so happy with it. It's a room with 4 different beds, and I'm only living with one other person, so that means I have one room to myself. And then I'm actually using a second bedroom as a room to film tarot videos. And it's just a great place to be for the next month or couple months, however long this thing is. And this was the first time ever since I've made it to Scotland that I've really had a chance to sleep in. And I didn't have to go downstairs by a certain time to eat breakfast or to start an activity. And I just realized how much I appreciate having that freedom. I really don't think any traditional structure works for me. No matter how great it is, I've realized I just need complete freedom and autonomy. I feel like I just need to get settled and get present. I actually really want to take my shoes and socks off. I always feel much more connected with nature whenever I'm barefoot. But it's pretty cold out here, so I don't do it too often. But I think I need to do it at least once a day to feel complete. So the only challenge to my living situation now is there's no oven and there's a very small fridge, so probably enough to store 1 or 2 days worth of groceries. But luckily there's this small shop that serves most things that I could ever need to cook. That's less than a 5-minute walking distance. So I think I'm just gonna take it day by day here with the cooking. But the main thing on my mind, why I feel so happy, is I just feel spirit moving freely so easily now. I started channeling a new book this morning and it just came really easily. And then I did a tarot reading, which I didn't even think I would keep doing, but it just felt right. And when I filmed it, I felt really good about it and it was fun. And I realize now that this is a perfect opportunity for me to have something to do during the next couple months. And it's part of the reason why I'm meant to be in this current situation for me personally. I feel as if all the things that I've done the last couple weeks have really given me a strong foundation, even if they weren't always the most comfortable. I'd say the last couple weeks I was always up and down, like really high highs and then really low lows emotionally. And now it feels like I've graduated this spiritual university and now I'm off. It feels like on my own, time to really just share whatever comes through me with the world. And whenever I do this, it feels good for me. So I'm really happy to be here. And I received some financial assistance that made me really happy, and I'm so grateful for. So thank you. And I just feel so excited about life, I'd say. I love where I'm at this point, and I'm excited for the journey ahead. would also say this feels like the first day of lockdown for me, because before the last 3.5 weeks, I've been living in a converted hotel. And so my day-to-day experience was always interacting with similar people. And because we're all living in a hotel together, it didn't feel like we were isolated in different homes. And there was just so much activity going on that it felt like I always had something to do. I was usually talking with someone, still keeping the social distance, but I just felt closer with people. And now I see everyone is pretty much off in their own home or place of residence where they're staying. And I just feel the effects of it way more now. It's interesting. I kind of feel as if I'm on board with the rest of the world at this point. Like we're all really in this together. I noticed a little bit of fear earlier when I was afraid of what I'm going to do for the next couple months in terms of social interaction. But then I realized that all my fear is about projections about the future, how I'm going to feel in the future. But in this moment right now, and in that moment back then, I just felt and feel really good. Oh yeah, another thing that I wanted to share was I saw Happy Gilmore last night. And I don't know if you remember that movie, if you've ever seen it. But it was Adam Sandler, and he kept thinking that he was a hockey player. And he's like, I'm a hockey player. But he's very bad at hockey. And then all of a sudden he has this just amazing skill in golf. But he keeps saying, I'm a hockey player, I'm not a golfer. And I was thinking about myself, and I was like, for most of my life, I've thought I was a businessman. And I was like, I'm a businessman. It's just like, he's a hockey player. But then all of a sudden, this spirit thing started getting really strong, this connection I have with spirit. And a book came through, and it was like, that was my time of hitting a golf ball, just like Adam Sandler in that movie. And now I'm really thinking that I'm not a businessman. It's not who I am. And instead, I'm a writer, and this connection with spirit is really why I'm here, and I feel that deeply. Of course, it's still unfolding, but it's just so cool. I'm so grateful to be at this moment right now. And I feel as if everything I've done in the past, everything I've experienced, is starting to make sense. And I always knew deep down that everything would come together in some way. But from my mind's point of view, it seemed impossible. Like, I cannot imagine how this all come together. But I'm feeling it now. And I can't see it all yet, but it's starting to feel as if all the dots are connecting. It always amazes me how much better I feel when I'm out in nature, especially when my feet are barefoot. And if you can hear it in the background, that's the ocean right there. And another thing I was just felt like I was receiving all these messages about through other people was this thing about the earth transitioning from 3D to 5D consciousness. And I don't feel like talking about it too much here, but I just want to say I think where humanity is heading is very exciting. And I think this transition is leading to some really big changes. but also a lot of death to old systems and old ideas and old structures. And that was part of what came through my writing earlier today. So all that's to say, whatever's going on, I think it's an interesting time from my perspective to be alive. And that just adds to my gratitude for being here in this moment. It really felt so natural for me doing that tarot reading this morning. I don't know, it's still in my mind, it just feels good. And what felt so good about it for me was, at first I felt like, okay, I feel this urge to do a tarot reading, so I'm going to pull these cards and speak what messages come through me when I pull these cards. And when I first did it, I realized that I was kind of mimicking my favorite tarot reader that I watched on YouTube. And I was even talking like her, or like saying words and trying to keep the tempo up like she does. And then I was like, something about it just felt off inside of me. So I just sat in stillness and I'm like, okay, take a deep breath, connect with a deeper level inside myself, and I'll try it again and what wants to come through. And I did it, and mine was much slower than this other reader I watch a lot. And it just felt like it was my own thing. It wasn't her thing I was trying to copy. And I just feel like I'm starting to find my own voice, and that is awesome. Yeah, that's all I have today. I appreciate you watching these videos. I wish you well, hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.